Does it bother you guys when I talk about YouTube, about my channel? I'm starting to think maybe it doesn't. I'm starting to think maybe you guys like that. I'm starting to think that's the thing we have in common. We both like YouTube. And a lot of you guys have your own channels, actually. Probably a lot of you don't have your own channels, but you still like YouTube. I'm wondering, are you interested in hearing about the creator's side, about the things that I struggle with or notice? I'm wondering about this because my channel, my video that blew up, that got all those viewers and all those subscribers, that was just about YouTube, basically. It was just a channel about my experience with YouTube and what happened to me. So, myself as a viewer, I tend to watch people for what they mainly talk about, and then if they go on some rant about their struggles with YouTube, I find it a little irritating because I'm like, that's kind of your problem, man. I'm here to look at this other content and you're telling me about your struggles. It seems a little selfish, a little self-centered, but I understand to them it's really important. It kind of consumes what they're thinking about because they got to deal with all these things with YouTube. But maybe I'm a minority. Maybe most people kind of like to hear about that stuff. Maybe you want to hear about YouTube and what's going on. Maybe that makes you connect with me and understand where I'm coming from. Maybe you like to see behind the scenes, or maybe you're a creator too, and that's why this stuff interests you. I'm not sure why exactly, but all I know is that that big video that I had was pretty much about YouTube. So you guys must not hate it. You must not totally hate it. So I'm just going to keep talking about YouTube, not because I think that's what everyone wants to hear, but because it's on my mind like crazy. Like all I'm thinking about is YouTube and my channel and what I could do and things like that. So I guess I'll just talk about that. Why not? This channel isn't necessarily about only deep topics or things I think are unique or fascinating. It's also just about my everyday experiences. So why not talk about my channel? Why not? So one thing about my channel that is frustrating is that I find that the ends of my videos are much better than the beginnings of my videos. And there's a very specific reason for this actually. Because when I start the video, I'm filled with anxiety. Like I'm all tense. I'm trying to work on that. I'm trying to not be that way, but when I first start the video, I feel like, okay, now I got to start talking. I got to think of what I'm trying to say and put it all together. I have this kind of feeling that people might be watching me, and it sort of gets to me. It's like a blockade in my brain. I can't really think quite as clearly. But then as time goes on and I sort of get into a flow, I enter this flow state a lot of the times where the ideas are just flowing, and now I know what I'm talking about. I know what I want to get at, and the ideas just come to me. Like this happens a lot in my personal life where ideas just come to me. But it's kind of hard to do it like on the spot, you know what I mean? While like the recording is on. So I sort of get more comfortable. I get into a flow state as time goes on. And for that reason, usually the ends of my videos are much better than the beginning of my videos. The beginning can be a little bit awkward, a little bit stilted. But then in the end, I'll say like some profound or surprising thing, and it's like, whoa, where did that come from? And then I go look at the analytics and see that only like 1 out of 10 people even saw the back half of the video at all. So that's a little disheartening. It means that my channel won't grow as much as I would like because the best parts of my video no one gets to see because they're buried in the back half. In YouTube, it's really important to at least have consistent quality all the way through your video, if not have all of the best stuff right at the beginning, because that's what people are deciding at the very beginning, whether the video is worth their time or not. So if you're boring or you don't say an interesting point within the first, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, then they're just going to say, this is boring, not worth my time, and just click off, and they'll never see what you said in the back half. So with my style, with channels like mine, it really punishes me because the really interesting stuff I say seems to always be towards the end in like the last third of the video. So I don't know what to do about that. I'm trying to work on it, trying to like warm up a bit and try to get the flow state going maybe a bit sooner so I can get there faster, but still it's that really beginning part that's so important. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to stress too much about it. I don't want to be inauthentic. I don't want to like, write a script and like rehearse it and then like do my exact hook stuff right at the beginning to try to get all these people. I don't want to be like that. So another problem with my channel is inconsistent uploads. And I know that on YouTube, it's helpful for your channel, for the algorithm to promote you and for your audience to know what to expect and to kind of build a habit of watching your videos if you have a predictable and consistent release schedule. So this might look like, every Friday I put out a video at this time, or I release a video every 2 days, or even every day I'll put out one video at this time, things like that. So I certainly have enough ideas to post a video every single day. Absolutely, I do. I don't upload all of the videos I record. I only upload like maybe half of them because some of them I watch them back and they're just not for various reasons. I don't think they're good. I don't like them, so I don't put them up. So I don't put up everything, but if I made an effort, I could certainly make enough videos to put one up every day. But the reason that I don't do that is because part of me feels like it would be a bother. Like if somebody subscribes to my channel because they thought a video was interesting, in my mind, they'd be like pleasantly surprised to see a video pop up, like maybe twice a week, like, oh, there's Ryan's musings again. I wonder what he has to say now. But if it comes up every day, you're like, oh, this guy again? Like, I got other people to watch. I'm not going to watch you every single day. I don't know. I have this idea in my mind that that's how people would feel about it. So I avoid doing that. So if I'm feeling very inspired and productive, I'll do it every 2 days. But I haven't done it every day, but maybe that would be good. Maybe if I did do every day, I'd be like rewarded by the algorithm because the algorithm seems to somehow appreciate and reward consistent uploads. So maybe if I did that, it would promote me more. I'm not sure. I could do it as an experiment. I don't know if that would bother you guys. I mean, there's not very many of you right now. There's, less than 50 subscribers anyway. So even if I did bother and annoy you guys every day and you all unsubscribed because you're like, this guy's so persistent and annoying and you all unsubscribed, I mean, it's not even that many people. So I could afford a bit of experimentation if I wanted to. I feel hesitant about it. I don't know. Do I really want to do every single day? I mean, I would like to, I think. I don't know. I'd have to try it, I guess. So here's another issue, is that my channel is supposed to be centered around authenticity. I'm trying to show you guys who I am. I'm trying to open up because I was really secluded and shut down for a really long time. So me coming on here is actually kind of a bit of self-therapy in a way. I'm kind of opening myself up, making myself vulnerable, letting myself be seen, letting you guys see who I really am and what I think. Some of these ideas that I've shared are things that I've only had in my own mind, that I haven't shared with anybody in the whole world. And this channel is the first place where I've talked about them, where anybody could see them. So I'm trying to open myself up and be authentic to kind of pave the way for human connection, which I think is probably the most important thing that we can experience as humans. But if I'm being authentic, that's not quite aligned with this idea of a consistent schedule, if you get what I'm getting at. Because let's say, for example, that I wanted to upload, let's say, every day at 6 p.m. or something like that. Then I'd feel this pressure and I'd be like, what's my video for today? And then I'd think like, oh, I don't have a topic for today. I got to think of something. So it wouldn't be natural. It wouldn't be authentic. Because what I'm doing right now is I'm only uploading when I feel inspired, when something occurs to me that I'm like, this would be cool to share. This is something that I want to speak about and share. So if I did it instead as a schedule, now I'm going to be weirdly forcing myself to do it. And I can always tell in other channels when they're forcing themselves, when they're putting up a video just to be on the schedule. I can tell something in their voice, something in their eyes. I can see it. I can see that they're not doing it in a heartfelt way. I wanted to always do my videos in an authentic and heartfelt way, where it came from my own motivation and not from an obligation, not from feeling like it was a job or that I was obligated and had to do it for the viewers or something like that. So you could say, well, Just record a bunch of videos and then put them on the scheduled release, because in YouTube you can do this thing where it will release in the future at a time when you specify. So I could record like 6 videos in one day if I felt like it, and then space them out and release one every day or every 2 days or something like that. But again, that's not authentic in my mind, because you're watching a video that's not from that day. You're watching, like, let's say they come out every 2 days and there's 6 videos, and you think, oh, I'm watching his thoughts over these 2 weeks, but I actually recorded them all in the same day, and you're just watching it like released on a drip feed as if it were some series on Netflix that was already pre-recorded, but they're only releasing episodes once every few days or whatever it is. So it feels artificial. It doesn't feel like you're experiencing my authentic ideas. It doesn't feel like you're really kind of hanging out with me and feeling like what it's like to be in my life or something like that. And I want that sort of authentic experience. So for me, the like non-consistent release schedule is almost sort of part of it. It's like part of the authenticity, because you're getting real glimpses into how I'm feeling or what I'm thinking about. You may notice that I shift. I have different, I don't want to call them personalities. Let's call them moods. I have different moods that I'm in at different times. Sometimes I'm sad, Ryan. Sometimes I'm just down and feeling despondent about things. And you guys seem to like sad Ryan. Those sad Ryan videos, they seem to do pretty well. I wouldn't like pretend to be sad Ryan just to get attention or something, but those videos seem to do well. And then there's Angry Ryan. You guys have seen Angry Ryan, and he's mad about things. He thinks that systems are conspiring against him. He can be a little paranoid, maybe, or maybe he's accurate. I don't know. I don't want to judge the guy, but Angry Ryan. I feel like Angry Ryan kind of scares some of you guys off. I feel like there's less comments on the Angry Ryan videos. Like maybe it makes you feel unsettled and uncomfortable. But just know, like, if that makes you uncomfortable, just know that Angry Ryan won't hurt anybody. He's not dangerous. He's just a little rambunctious. He's a little loud, but he's not gonna hurt anybody or anything like that. So don't be afraid of him. But if Angry Ryan really bothers you guys, I can try to tone it down or not show those videos or something. And then there's Intellectual Ryan. Intellectual Ryan, this is the Ryan that likes to ponder and do symbolic reasoning about systems to try to figure out, put the pieces of the puzzle together. And he's just trying to figure out what's going on. And sometimes he can sound a little holier than thou. He can sound like he knows what's going on and he's going to tell you about it. But I don't feel that way, guys. I really don't. It's more that I'm trying to say it's to myself, explain things to myself in a way that makes sense. So I'm kind of like laying it all out there in an authoritative sounding way just because I'm trying to present my arguments in a cohesive and convincing way. But it doesn't mean that I think I'm right necessarily or know the answers. It's just kind of what I've been thinking about lately. So the other reason Intellectual Ryan comes out is because he's trying to protect himself, because I am an emotionally vulnerable guy, so sometimes it gets to be too much. And to protect myself from those emotions, I go into this other state where I'm just rationalizing and reasoning about things, thinking about how things work, using only the part of my brain that's about symbolic reasoning and analyzing. So that the part that's about emotions and feeling kind of gets shut off and severed, so I don't have to feel that part. And that's why that part comes out sometimes. I mean, sometimes it's all integrated together. Sometimes the emotions and the analysis come out together, but I wouldn't really say that's most of the time. So you have these different versions of me, of Ryan, and maybe that can be off-putting for viewers, because maybe they came in during one video and they thought I was a certain way, and then they watch another video and they see that I'm a different way. And that might turn them off. Like, who is this guy? He's not safe. He's not consistent. But it's just me. I have different moods, and that's how it is. And that's another problem with if I went and recorded a bunch of videos all together and then released them in spaced out schedules, then you'd get the same Ryan on all of those, and there's something there that might be a little fishy. Like, why does he kind of look the same and act the same in all of these videos? It's less organic, it's less authentic. So the way that I'm doing it now, I capture what I'm feeling in that moment, and it's kind of a grab bag. You're not really sure what you're going to get. And in my mind, that's a little bit interesting, but I could also see how being inconsistent could be off-putting for viewers. So these are some of the thoughts that I'm thinking about my channel, about what it is, about how people connect with it. And I've also thought that my channel is a bit too much about me and not enough about you guys. I'd like to know more about you guys. Like, who are you? Because I look at the demographics, the reports on the YouTube Studio app that shows the demographics that watch. And I was surprised. A lot of you guys are younger. I'm 42 years old, and very few people watch my channel that are my age. Mostly they're in the 30s. There's a lot in the 20s. There's even some that are in the teens. So it's interesting. And I also noticed that a majority of people that watch my videos are female. And that was really shocking to me because I'm a male and I feel like males would identify with me more. I understand males way better. I've made a few videos about women and my perspectives about them. And some of those views aren't necessarily flattering at times. Maybe it's that the women just come to look, they see my interesting look here and they just want to see what that's all about. Maybe a lot of the people that watch briefly and then click off are women or something. Because I feel like a lot of the people that comment are men. So maybe the people that watch longer, the people that subscribe, a lot of them are mostly men, but my viewership is mostly women. So it's very, very strange. I also talk a lot about emotional and society topics, and I think those are things that women would find interesting and want to hear about. But again, like I said, I'm not sure that the women are really hearing me out and hearing and watching the whole video. I feel like they probably click off pretty quickly. So maybe I say something that bothers them and they click off for that reason. They're like, I'm not going to listen to the rest of this guy. I could understand that, but just know that I love women. I have a soft spot in my heart for women. Absolutely, I do. So if you're a woman watching my video, welcome. I appreciate you being here. I don't mean to in any way offend or not include women. I want everyone to feel happy and welcome on my channel, young and old, man or woman, any type of person, whatever your identity is. I don't get into all that identity politics stuff. I feel like I want to be human. And as being human, I want to include everybody. And that it doesn't matter the politics or the identity or the age or the gender, or race or anything like this. I want my channel to be a place where everyone feels welcome, where we can all gather and sort of just accept what it means to be human. Emotions and everything, feeling good sometimes, feeling bad sometimes, being vulnerable, being open. These are things that are in very short supply in the modern age. So I want to bring more of that to the world. And that's part of what this channel is about. It's not just giving me an outlet to vent or rant or share some insights or whatever, or think I'm so wise to tell you some things. No, this channel is supposed to be about connection and vulnerability and authenticity. Those are my main values, I think, and truth, trying to find what's really true and what's going on, although that can be pretty difficult to narrow down and say for sure. A lot of times I'm just speculating. So there you go. That's kind of my summary of the channel and my ideas of how it's been going and what I've been thinking about. So I hope you enjoyed that and liked hanging out with me, and I'll hope to see you back here again soon.